Hi, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again in one of our Zoom chats. This is what we do with our members from the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, and we've talked to a number of businesses. And today, we are talking to the mistresses of our nonprofit world. We have Lori Martinez, who is the executive director of Ngage, New Mexico, and we have Candace Cichuniec, who is the special program projects coordinator at Ngage. Ladies, it is so lovely to see you today.
You too. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, what we're doing in these Zoom chats is really kind of sharing with people, first and foremost, to make sure that you're still at the top of people's minds, and in some cases, their news feeds on their social media, but also just to highlight what you're doing. And so, Lori, this is the second time we've talked today. Because we had a meeting this morning. And so, and I've known about Ngage even in its previous iteration. So tell us about what Ngage is and what you do in the community.
I would love to. Thanks, Carrie. So Ngage is a local nonprofit. We focus on serving Doña Ana County. We like to say that we engage community to make change happen. And the way we do that is currently through a focus on education. So we spearhead an education initiative that's prenatal to career. So it focuses across the education spectrum, and that's called the Success Partnership. And the Success Partnership is, it's made up of, just as it says, partnerships. We do our work through massive collaborations with various organizations and individuals throughout the community. So everyone from nonprofits to elected officials to educators, kind of you name it. But anyone who has, who's invested in education, really we want to work across that prenatal to careers spectrum to transform education outcomes in Doña Ana County.
Well, the great thing is that, the Green Chamber and the Greater Las Cruces Chamber are also part of the Success Partnership. And when you talk about pre-cradle to career, what Ngage really works at, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is really kind of bringing together all of these different agencies that support that mission. And where the Green Chamber and the Chamber of Commerce come into play is really helping connect with the Bridge of Southern New Mexico, Doña Ana Community College, Mavita, and providing soft skills training and making sure that our kids are going to be good employees and informed employees and skilled employees. And so I love that we have this really broad array of people who are all committed to making sure that our kids get the experience and the education and the training that they deserve.
Absolutely. And I think the message there is that, we talk a lot about how in this area that we tend to export our talent, right? But really the message we want our kids growing up here to receive in families is that you can thrive in the borderland, that you can live here, go to school here, finish school here, and have a good paying job. That there
or create a job.
Or create a job.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so, one of the things that in addition to the number of things that you do with Ngage, you've had to, like many businesses and many agencies, really kind of modified what you do in terms of the services that you provide to the community. So what have been some of the kind of the road over instead of the path that you wanted to go on, to the kind of the side road to get to where you need to be with your programs?
Sure. Well, that's been a challenge, like many people. We are tasked with, our long-term big picture, but also dealing with what's right in front of us. And for everyone right now, COVID is what's right in front of us, and dealing with how do we adapt. And for us, because our work is so rooted in partnerships, I think our partners needed to know that the Success Partnership and the Ngage, that we're going to stand by them and do what we can to help them during this time and really put our money where our mouth is. So most people, when they've heard of the Success Partnership, I think it's been either in the context of the Community Schools Initiative, which was born in the Success Partnership, or our work in early childhood, because so much of the work has been in early childhood. So there's been a couple of things. One was that we know that childcare providers during this time have, it's 40 to 50% of childcare providers in New Mexico have closed because of COVID-19. And that's a huge hit. The childcare industry nationwide is really hurting. But our workforce and so much of our economy is built on having childcare services, adequate childcare services. So, one thing that we were able to do just to help our early childhood providers in the county, not just childcare providers, but home visitors, early intervention, pre-K, et cetera, is just to take some of the burden off of added expenses. So we formed within the Early Childhood Coalition an emergency resource task force. And so all of our early childhood providers in Doña Ana County are welcome to fill out a brief Google form for assistance, and we have given out at this point over $10,000 worth of diapers and wipes and baby food and bleach and paper towels and face masks and face shields and kind of hand sanitizer, you name it. So that's just, kind of one small thing that we can do that's really tangible to help our community. Yeah. The other thing is, as school started, we've seen everybody statewide really struggle with that issue of online learning platforms. So learning Canvas, learning Google Classroom, learning all these different things. And it's not just the teachers and the students, it's also caregivers, child providers that now have school-age kids in their centers, or, grandparents, whoever. So one other, tangible thing we could do to help was we've been providing workshops on Google Classroom and Canvas, and we're looking to expand on that, working with all 3 school districts here, and also just providing some basic computer skills classes. So, just really looking at what is our drop in the bucket, what can we contribute to help our community as they work through this time. Right.
Well, and that alone is challenging, just because you want to make sure that you're providing safe and secure and sanitized environments. And so, you've got, the same guidelines and expectations and challenges before you as well. But I appreciate that you're, tackling those head on. One of the things that is really common with fundraisers, with nonprofits, is fundraising. And, your signature event is Celebrity Karaoke, 3-time winner, I have to tell you. Yes, and so then that usually Celebrity Karaoke is bringing folks like myself and other people to really make just great fools out of themselves for a great cause, and singing songs and performing. And so, Candace, you and I've been talking about this for quite some time, but you really had to kind of change what your signature fundraising event is and what it's going to be in the next, well, it's ongoing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, every year we gather, 100 to 200 people together and do this great event, and people love it. But obviously this year we had to look at altering it, and we wanted to still do it. It's a fun event, and our community really enjoys it. So this year we, of course, had to make it virtual. And then we also saw a need in our community that other nonprofits, needed fundraising efforts, or maybe had to alter theirs or postpone their fundraisers. And so we wanted to make sure this year that we could make it more collaborative. So we opened up the fundraising opportunity to our other nonprofit partners. And so we have 7 other nonprofits involved this year, and everyone is raising money to help with their own efforts. And it's been really exciting to see. The performances are great. We're doing it all over social media this year. And it's been really interesting because we're able to spread the message farther than we have been able to. And so we've been seeing, people all over the state and the country just kind of recognizing their friends and family members and the nonprofits that they work for and stuff. And so it's been really great to see.
Well, and also what you're doing is, in addition to, you're using your capacity as an agency that's established to help others, kind of learn a new way of reaching out to people that they may not have had really the skill set to do before. So you're really kind of modeling that behavior. And so, so I have to ask you both. I know that you can't pick a favorite, and I loved yours. I love the one that Ngage put out that is really, it's folks lip syncing, and some people just really don't like to hear their own voice. So lip syncing is allowing to use somebody else's vocal talents and put your own spin on it. So you all did your video, but what are some of the ones that you just chuckle over and over again every time you watch?
I really love the ones where people got their family members involved. So I think it was just really cool to see, like people engaging with their family, or see like their life a little bit outside of the nonprofit world we see them in. So I enjoyed that part about people's videos.
Mm-hmm. Lori, what about you?
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, it just made my day when I got to watch all of the videos, because all of the organizations, all of our partners did something so different. So for those of you who are wondering, our partners in this fundraiser are Friends of Organ Mountains, Desert Peaks, the Children's Reading Alliance, Doña Ana County Humane Society, New Mexico Advocates for the Arts, us, of course, Amistad Family Services, and the Community Foundation of Southern New Mexico, and the New Mexico Association for Infant Mental Health. So they're all super fun. I know, the Amistad one really made me laugh because they integrated all the like COVID-19 stuff. So at one point people were dancing, and then someone whipped out the measuring tape and were like, nope, 6 feet, 6 feet.
Nice.
So yeah. humor that was involved in each of them. The Humane Society one is fantastic. They did Hound Dog, which is perfect for,
Yeah.
and just everyone brought their own touch to it, and I think that's part of what just made the video so awesome.
Yeah, and it's a great. I think it's a great idea, and I love it. And and the thing that I love is that I know most of these folks, and so it's really fun to watch them and see. In some cases, some of them go out of their comfort zone a little bit, but they're doing it all for a good cause. And so, Candace and Lori, it's always such a pleasure just to talk. And I know that we were able to talk before we even started recording, but I'm so grateful for what you're doing in the community and really, helping in capacity building with other nonprofits that might need that help, and increasing that awareness. And so, and just, the opportunity to work with the Success Partnership is just one of the most rewarding things I've been able to do. So thank you. For those of you who are watching, you will be able to see the link. You'll see it either above or below, all depending on how this shows up. You will see a link to the landing page for Celebrity Karaoke. And if you'd like to check out any of the organizations that Lori mentioned or that Candace highlighted, you can go and click on every single one. And if you feel inclined to do so, please support what you can. If you've been, as you've been watching this video, and as of course, we are always very grateful for you and your support of our local businesses, our local nonprofits, and what the Green Chamber does. So thank you, ladies, for both of you and what you do. And thank all of you for watching our Zoom chat today. Bye, everybody.